Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogboat333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. The New Order last stays Europe as the West Russian Republic. In the last video, we kicked Finland back to the damn Stone Age. Kicked the fascism out of them, even, which was a pleasant thing to see. They went through a civil war, a civil conflict, and then a horribly embarrassing invasion. But they can conceive and they can cope, or however you wish to describe it. All I do know is that we got them. And we got Karelia back as a result. So, let's go ahead and keep on keeping on. I think we're coming up on 67, actually. Which I think that should be the year. Oh no, 69. I don't know why I thought it was 67. So yeah, we still got a good couple years. Which is A-OK with me. Meanwhile, literacy's improving decently. We might want to improve our equipment. I'll allocate some education funding as well. And onwards we go. How's Sweden doing? They still have this guy in. Interesting there. Let's do a No One Left Behind. It's a sad fact that when an opportune to exploit his fellow man arrives, a man will choose said action 9 times out of 10. In order to combat the exploitation of the masses, public unions will be created and supervised by the government. These unions will function democratically, with union leaders being chosen every 4 years by ballot. The government will reserve the power to remove a head of a union should he prove to be corrupted or working against public interest. Membership will be compulsory, allowing workers all the benefits and obligations that occur. Let's get some recon guys. That's state unionship, which is interesting. I don't know if I expected that for Shafarevich, of all people. But, okay. Oh, we're still coring up Onega as well? But I'm sure we'll get there soon enough, huh? Something happened. I'm not quite sure. What? So the MPLA versus UNITA. Excuse me. It looks like Germany and the OFN are trying to help UNITA out, which is interesting. What do I want to work on next? Probably not sneezing. Go working on improved anti-air. Meanwhile, this all looks horrible to look at. Really. Let's do the struggle for social justice. Though we look to the past for the moral and lifestyle guidance, we still have the capacity to reap the benefits of living in the 20th century. A public welfare system is out of reach for our modern state, and new organizational and computational technologies have significantly eased such creation, the creation, administration, and maintenance of such systems. Additionally, such a welfare system would grant us the capacity to act on our moral obligation to take care of our fellow man in such a way that wouldn't have been feasible in centuries past. Well, there we go. Do some more poverty relief programs, which I'll go ahead and do. I'd like to get the poverty rate decreasing as much as we can. You know what? Fair enough. Okay. And my nose has been bugging me for the past couple weeks. I've been going to school, and where I go to school, there's a lot of farming and agriculture down at. And as a result, my nose has been dried out. And because it's been dried out, I have a lot more sneezes, a lot more nosebleeds as well. Gonna sneeze or what? It feels like I'm about to sneeze, but okay, I think that's better. Let's do prosperity through harmony. Why not? Russia is coming closer to true class cooperation than it has ever in its course history by incorporating the tenets of corporatism and socialism into our administrative philosophy. We have made great strides in creating an equitable society in which the interests of all are protected. Corporations are making money, the workers are making their due, the peasants and the farmers are living a higher quality of life than ever before, the government has become only more democratic and stable. It is the harmonious cooperation between the classes and interests of the people and big business that ensured our prosperity and will continue to ensure it for years to come. Yeah. Why not? Looks like the Reds are winning. Which feels bad for Free France. But, what are you gonna do? Two light strike groups. And meanwhile, we have Panay over here. Just doing Panay things, it looks like. The Republic has cores on all of this, which makes sense. Revolutionary victory in Colombia, okay. Prosperity through harmony achieved. Now, let's do toiling for the community. This can be a mindset among the younger generations about their elders. This idea that they toiled on the czars and Soviet regimes before them with little to nothing to show for their work. They believe that hard work is a farce. The next generation is shopping up to be the laziest yet. We must show them that this thinking is false. All the hard work they put in will be repaid tenfold in the community that they will be able to participate in. All the work they do is for the public good, not just for them, but for all of us. If they can understand that fact, they will be better motivated to work hard. Well, there we go. There we go. Let's get working on research facilities if we have anything to help with that. That's equipment, which I could actually use in fact, but there we are. Scientific research. And that's what the doctor has ordered. And while we're working on infrastructure, toiling for the community. And, let's reopen the, academies. Why not? It's ironic that the war has shuttered many of the military academies of Western Russia. We must make it a priority to reopen these centers of learning where next generation's defenders of the country will be trained. Some might condemn our hastiness to get the academies back up and running, our willingness to let old educators return to their jobs. We scoff at these critics. Our vetting process has been thorough, and only instructors of a good character will teach our future commanders. Well, there we go. Let's do it. We'll get one in Petsamo for some reason, I guess. I think it said. An army coup in Peru. Okay. Some weird stuff going on. Colombia's won. The leftists have won. I think I remarked that. We got La Contenta Peru. Diefenbaker regains power in Canada. Interesting. Got some basic jet fighters going. So let's get those up and running. Although we're not building any of them right now. You know, it was a noble goal to try to not rely on factories or all this, but I'm afraid we're going to have to, at least for a bit. Or workshops. Okay, reopen the academia. Let's do nationwide participation. The Union, the Empire, and the Republic had one thing in common: the lack of participation in politics among the common folk. There were elections to varying degrees of effect, but by and large, the people did not participate in the political decision-making of a nation. In the absence of such participation, the peoples of Russia had grown restless, the government only fulfilling the barest minimum of their mandate. The situation cannot stand any longer, and the present aims correct the course of the Russian nation. Shafarevich's new political organization, VRNP, shall not be a mere political party. Instead, it shall become the voice and organ of expression for the vibrant and burgeoning ideological thoughts of the populace. Every aspect of life shall become political, and the party shall exercise its benevolent prerogative to intervene in the interests of its citizens. Well, there we go. Expo 67 in Montreal. Let's all go to Expo. Let's work on welfare programs and hire some foreign instructors as well. Our poverty's starting to come down again, which is nice. And so let's get on with it. Which one is this again? I have no idea. Looks like it is... Also, the Aussies did not take Christmas Island, interestingly enough. I'm not worried about the diplomacy right now. Let's turn a bit to the army, though, I guess. And yeah, the failings of the Union. Bukharin's accursed Union was a rotten project, a structure designed by members of Russophobic intelligentsia. Bukharin's willingness to go all in on the military and heavy industry cost the lives of millions of Russians. We will do better. Already several military factories are being built or repaired. Our men will not lack weapons to liberate the Russian people. Well, there we go. How's our credit? We're almost going to get a CCC credit rating. Go ahead and lower some military spending. Got a little bit of inflation. Nothing too crazy, but still worth keeping an eye on. We don't have any special forces yet, so not convinced it's worthwhile investing into those. Well, that reminds me. Before I forget, we need to get working on anti-air equipment. Because our troops are going to need that. And there we go. Probably go ahead and exercise these guys. Get a new doctrine. Let's get that. Let's do Memories of a German Front. Many may not agree with our national democratic ideology. Unfortunately, many of our fellow Russians have often been the victim of propaganda from communist regimes for decades. If one area creates unity, it's the memory of the wars with Germany. Twice already our brothers have fought German invaders. Our government is the likeliest candidate to face Germany a third and final time. All those who pick up arms to defend Russians are welcome in our nation. We must let this fact be known. Well, there we go. Yeah, we could use a little bit extra manpower, honestly. Improved academic base. Now that is something to be celebrated. Probably work on literacy from here as well. If I can find anything for it. Canadian Centennial? There we go. I don't see much in the way of improving literacy. Improve agriculture, which is always a classic, so might as well. Eventually we'll make our way to modern agriculture. Some nice population boosts. I'm not too worried about most of this, although getting to expand the army would be nice eventually. Although we could get a boost our doctrine, so let's do organic command structure. The Bolsheviks sought to align their military theory with their political ideology. While a hateful worldview provided few military advantages to the Red Army, the idea of aligning a nation's army with how it functions is not a bad one. Our officer corps can make use of our theories of the organic Russian nation. Each man has a role, every structure its purpose. By designing a solid hierarchy and by equipping the systems with a secondary fallback structure, we can imbue the Russian people's traditional willingness to defend what's theirs to our increasingly modernized army. There we go. This is how we do it. Could do more of these eventually. Our inflation is starting to rise. We're about to get our credit upgraded. So we'll get a bigger debt ceiling. Let's do a tax hike. Print a little bit of extra money as well. We'll want to go ahead. Let's end tensions. It's no secret that Russia is a nation of nations. The majority component of it indeed is with Slavs. Hundreds of people live within its borders who share little in common with one another. Tensions are regrettably inevitable. The highest level of privilege to the poverty-infested slums, from the echelons of the government to the homes of the average Russian, bigotry festers. Russia is not an ordered house. Its current troubles exacerbate this chaos. Such the President shall promulgate a return to a natural state of things, untainted by the toxic past. Government shall ban racism and xenophilia. Then shall Russia become a house of civility and unity, where the phobia against the Russian ideal shall not be tolerated. The government shall try the transgressors of his law and sentence them for hate speech. The state endures no bigotry, nor persecution, aggravated by the small nations or otherwise. Russia's one in Shafarevich shall ensure its survival. Oh, I see what you're doing. Sneaky Shafarevich. Oh. That's unfortunate, Chile. Well, looking forward to my frame rate. Getting ready to crash again. Probably another civil conflict. Oh shit, these guys are coming back. No kidding. Ruslan Karamov. You're sentenced. You stand on trial for Russophobia, the propagation of anti-Russian ideas. How do you plead? Not guilty, came the reply from Karamov. Maskamov stared at him briefly. Not guilty? Karamov, the previous month you were caught distributing anti-Russian pamphlets on the street of Ufa. Police indicate these pamphlets were incredibly hostile to Russian religion and way of life. Your Honor, I only wish to spread the word of Allah and His prophets on the street. Nothing in those pamphlets were in any way hostile. His religion is a religion of love. The prosecutor took out a pamphlet on the evidence and handed it to Judge Maskamov. In these pamphlets, it reads that the Holy Quran is a true holy book Allah gave to mankind by His prophets, and that to follow the commandments and tenets laid down in it is the only way to paradise. The animosity of these pamphlets displayed towards the words of Christ, which are so fundamental in Russian culture, is shameless, as is your denial of its propagation. Karma for the distribution of Russophobic materials, court hereby sentences you to 50 months in jail. Consequences for provoking the majority are terrible. Let's do all in harmony. For too long, Russia has been in discord with herself. The various peoples that dwell within her conflict with one another, with seemingly no end in sight. Small nations have fought us for centuries, desiring to drive away the concept of harmony and usher in an era of malignant individualism. The Empire, Republic, and the Union, great manifestations of the Russian spirit and soul, all failed in combating this threat, falling into the traps of factionalism and partisanship. However, with the tensions between the ethnic groups of Russia pacified, there can be no doubt to what course of action is next for a fledgling state. The President and his party shall enshrine this new order, this state of newfound harmony. If all the people of Russia cooperate, there would be no need for insurrections and rebellions. Any that happen would be the work of troublemakers, puppets of these small nations. Let's encourage some political thought. I want to see some of these decrease, and I don't know if there's going to be much of an opportunity for those to do that. We got that going. We'll go ahead and do... Could work on Navy stuff, I guess. We'll work on submarines. I don't even know if we have anywhere to build anything. I don't think we do, actually. So we might want to build some dockyards. Coming up, at least. Let's get better anti-tank equipment. Let's get a naval dockyard in Arkhangelsk and probably Murmansk as well. Well, we need more hospitals. Another admin office in Nizhny Novgorod. Admin. Can deploy some more units. I'll hold out on deploying those guys. Meanwhile, we'll go against the technocratic thinking. In Russia, there exists a school of thought that ran contrary to Shafarevich's ideals of harmony and coexistence. To him, technocracy is an enemy of the Russian people and the concept of democracy. How could it not be? Technocracy seeks to tear people out of the fabric of society, desires to throw out tradition in pursuit of false progress. Free will, therefore, becomes unfree, subject to the whims and algorithms of inhuman, cold machines. The state shall reject this idea. Technocratic ideas of progress through technological advancement removes the cultural context of the Russian people. Without the order provided by Russo-Christian values, what would Russians be but a barbaric people who are ruled by and ruled through chaos, deaf to the ideas of false progress, deaf to those who wish to subject the Russian people to the free machine will? Russia shall remain free evermore. And there we go. Our credit rating has improved. Or will improve. Beautiful. It's all coming together. I want to see hypothetically, if we lowered all this, could we start getting a deficit naturally? Not too worried about science expenditure, so I can lower that as much as I can. Well, we'll just figure all that out next time, won't we? Because I have to end it here, folks. Thanks always for watching. Like if you liked, dislike if you didn't. Leave any comments down in the comment section below. I read all of them. I appreciate it. You know, if you might have for me. Free to chat or play games. My Discord, or check out the various links down there. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see ya. Bye-bye.